Good morning, Firewood friends. This is Chris, and we are in the woodyard again today. Today is the first day in 3 days it hasn't rained all day. It quit raining this morning. It's late morning now, and so it looks like it's going to be done. So I'm going to start splitting. I'm going to work in on the ash here again. Try to get as much done as I can. It's already about, 10:30 or something like that in the morning, and I'm going to split until I run out of daylight. That is the plan. The last 2 days I got nothing done in the woodyard because it rained hard all day for 2 days, and it was super windy. It was like just not nice out. So I worked on some other projects I had to get done, which was fine. It was nice to actually take a break. My hands feel better because they're sore all the time. My elbows are sore all the time. So it's kind of nice to take a little time off and heal up a little bit. So anyway, we're going to get to work. So the splitting is going to commence right now. Fun's going to happen. Well, I was splitting along merrily, I must say. Things were going swimmingly. Stuff was being popped apart, and I was throwing it over here to the pile. The pile was getting bigger, and then I heard a crack snap, and I looked down, and I broke another bolt. But that's not the only thing that happened, because I was cutting this nasty, gnarly piece of ash here. I had the ram really pushing hard. It pushed my plate right out because my splitter once again broke apart where the weld was down here. It's supposed to look like this, but we re-welded it and it was starting to bow again, and it popped apart and broke the weld, and the whole wedge came out of the track where it's supposed to go, because this is a splitter that's intended for like homeowner use. And it has now split somewhere between, I think, like 850 face cords or more. It's basically getting wore out. Look at the hole here where the bolt goes through, how oblong that is. And if you look over here, you can see the hole where the ram rod comes out. That's all oblong from going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And for those of you that know that you've watched the channel enough, I have ordered a new splitter. But because of the border being shut down with Canada and the company I bought it from basically wasn't producing for like a month, it was supposed to take 90 days from the time I ordered it to the time I got it. Well, it has now been 110 days or something like that. I'm supposed to be getting my new splitter in about a month. Well, actually, I think a month and a week. So I still got 5 weeks to go. But I got all this wood to do. And I want to get it split so it can start drying. So I'm just kind of limping along with this thing. So now I'm going to have to put my plate back in, pound this back down, and then just make sure that I'm not doing any nasty, gnarly pieces. Just split the pieces that are easy, that split like butter. So got to put it back together again. Okay, so the plan is that I'm going to lift up the hydraulic ram, get it up, clean out the bark, and then slide the wedge back in from this end here because I can't force it back where it came out. So I'm going to use a chunk of wood here. Get this underneath here and clean all this stuff out. So yeah, I got to do a little cleaning job here. And get the wedge back in is kind of what I need to do, but I got to get all this cleaned out first. Of course, I don't have the right tools. Should have like a screwdriver, but I think I might be able to make this work. So I got a whole bunch of wood, bark and stuff jammed in here. There we go. That's out. Okay. So next, get the plate to come back in here. I'll put this down here so you can watch. It should work. So yeah, it's not a hard fix. It's just kind of a pain in the butt. Get rid of this stuff. Yeah, the plate's back down. I suppose I better clean this out a little better here. Yeah, it doesn't want to slide. I must have too much gunk in there yet. Here we go. Now it's coming at you. Move this down again. Here we go. See, I just had to slide the wedge forward and then slide it back into the actual ram. But yeah, that's nasty looking. Really, what I could do on that hole that's all oblong now is I could drill out the hole on both the ram and on the wedge head. Drill it out to a bigger size, and then, or maybe have somebody weld more on here and then re-drill it or something, or just buy a whole new wedge head. And best solution is sell it, let somebody else fix it, and get a new splitter. That's my solution, because I'm not a mechanic. I am a wood guy, not a metal guy. But I do have a spare bolt. Actually, I have two spares. And I'm going to get it fixed right now. Okay, I have the new bolt, which we're going to slide in the hole here. I think I'm going to put my gloves on because that cylinder is quite warm. It's It's not so hot that you can't touch it, but you don't want to hold on to it for very long. And there. It is through. And then I'm going to put a lock washer on and a new nut. So yeah, it's a pretty cheap fix actually. I think I got 4 or 5 of these bolts and nuts for like $3 or $4, I don't know. It's pretty cheap. It's a hardened Series 8, I think, or 9, whatever it is, bolt. And not a big deal. It's just, I think this is the 5th one now that I've broke, which doesn't surprise me. About once every other week, it seems like I've been breaking them. It's about 2 weeks ago I broke one, maybe 3, something like that. Get in there. There we go. Now we can get her tight. Maybe. The skills I have as a mechanic are incredible, aren't they? Nothing but skills. Come on, get in there. There, now she's getting tight. Yeah. There. I think I squeezed water out of it. I got it tight now. So here's the old bolt. Busted the exact same place the other bolts do, but you can see how wore down it is. But that does not surprise me that I broke another bolt. No big deal though. So now I'm going to do a little pounding, which ought to be fun. I'm going to put some earplugs in, so I'm going to pound the rail that the wedge head slides on. I'm going to pound it down, which you'll see here in just a second when I start beating on it. So yeah, I want to get this down a ways and in a ways so it's closer to this side. This side doesn't have hardly any wear on the inside. I mean, it's lifted up a little bit slightly right in here, but the other one is wore right through the wall because the whole head is turning that way all the time when it hits for some reason. And it only happens when I get something that's real knotty. You know, anything that's, you know, pretty clean wood, it's never a problem. So I gotta put some earplugs in here because it's gonna get loud. You guys might want to cover your ears too. I'm gonna pound on it with a 6-pound splitting maul. And the last couple times I did this, it was loud. So here we go. That brought it down. Now I got to bring it in a little bit, which is the harder part. Well, certainly brought it down. Tightened up the hole, but it's not going to do much because it's not welded or anything. It'll just kind of guide it a little better. If I get any kind of pressure from a really bad, nasty piece, so you can see here, I just bent it down a bunch. Yeah, it's really bad. It needs to be fixed. But that's as fixed as it's going to get for me. I just want to keep splitting because I'm really not worried about damaging it any more than it already is. So here we go again. The splitting for today is complete. Sunset a while ago, starting to get a little dark out, so I think it's time to head for the ranch. This is the pile right here that I did the other day. So I started this morning somewhere right about in here, and everything from here down to where the splitter is pretty much what I got done today, more or less. I don't know how much. I split for 7 hours or something like that, 8 hours. Yeah, about 8 hours worth, I think, something like that. Yeah, but I took about a half hour off, so 7.5, whatever. And so yeah, the pile's getting smaller over here too. So right here's kind of what's left. Still a lot to go. Still a lot there. And tomorrow, I might have some time to do some splitting too. So that's the plan. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please hit like, subscribe, do a little sharing, call everybody you know, tell them what they should be watching this. And I'll see you tomorrow. Same wood time, same wood channel. Say goodnight to Irene, everybody. Good night, Irene.